Okay, guys, so this is Mr. Venable here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the piano, the keyboard, and the notes. As you can see on any keyboard, those of you that know this, that have seen a keyboard, understand that there's 3 keys, then 2 keys, 3 keys, then 2 keys. What some of you may not know is that to the left of the 2 keys, here, or down here, or here, anywhere on the keyboard to the left, that first note's a C. Now, what I'm going to do is talk to you a little bit on the board about these notes and about half steps and whole steps. Let me come over here to the board, and let's see how we're set up. Okay, and there we go. Now, if it'll stay, we good. All right, so what we've got up here on the board is we've got what I've drawn is a keyboard so that you guys can see exactly what's going on. What we have is C, 2 black keys, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We've got our 3 black keys. Now notice between E and F and B and C, there are no black keys. Okay. Now the black, as we move with this, the C, the white key to the black key to the white key to the black key. Anytime we move from a key to the key next to it in any direction, that's called a half step. All right, so that's a half step. So if we move from E to F, that's a half step because the keys are right next to each other. If we move from F to this black key here, that is also a half step. Okay? Now, what we deal with in Western music is 12 notes. If you start with the C and you count, we've got C, a black key, D, a black key, E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we start over again. So there's 12 notes that we deal with from when we start with C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, plus the black keys that are in between. Now, the black keys are either sharp or flat, depending on what direction you're moving. If I'm moving from C to D, as a general rule, we're talking of sharpening or increasing the wavelength that hits your ear. So it just gets a little bit higher pitch. So if we go to the right, it's going to be a C sharp. So we'll have a C sharp here. Or if we're at the D, if we're playing this note, and we move to the left, it's going to be a D flat. But both are the same note. C sharp and D flat are basically the same note. So what you have over here, if C sharp and D flat, this is called enharmonic. It is the same pitch. 2 different names for the same pitch. Now, what we're doing is we're moving in half steps, okay? Now, if we ever move 2 keys over, let's go from C to D, where we go from here to here and here to here, that's 2 half steps. Well, 2 half steps equal 1 whole step. Okay? So you've got 2 half steps, that's 1 whole step. All right? So you'll notice that we go whole. If we're going C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, there's some whole steps and there's a half step. There's 2 half steps in there and some whole steps. And that's kind of what we're going to look at, because if we look at the white keys alone, if we just go from C, starting on C, and we go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, what we're going to have is the major C major scale. Okay? Now, I want to erase this here and show you. Okay, so if we go C major scale, and I'll go out this way, we go C major, what we're going to notice is if we play C to D, we're going to have a whole step, then D to E is another whole step, then E to F is going to be a half step, F to G is a whole step, G to A is a whole step. I'm getting off a little bit here. All right. A to B is a whole step. and B to C is a half step. So what we've got is a whole step, and a half step. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 whole steps, G to A to B, and F to G, G to A, and A to B are the 3 whole steps, and then B to C is the last half step. So we've got sort of, if we set the notes up like this, then when we write this out, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, then it's going to be a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So 2 whole steps and a half step, 3 whole steps then follow and a half step. If we do that on any note, we're going to have the major key for that note. So let's take, for example, B flat. So if I come back and use B flat, and I go a whole step up from B flat. Well, let's find B flat on here. So let's go here. B flat is going to be this black key to the left of the B. Remember, if we go to the left, we're going down, we're going flat. So we go B flat. Now we need a whole step, so we're going to go two half steps, 1, 2. That's a C. So we'll have a C. Then we're going to go a whole step from C. Well, that's a half step to the C sharp, or B flat, or D flat rather, D flat. Then we go to the D, okay? Then we're going to go a half step from the D, and that's going to be an E flat. So we're going to go to this note now. It's going to be an E flat. Now it can't be a D sharp because we already have a D. We have to have every letter of the alphabet A through G in the scale. So with each letter in the alphabet, we've got to go a B flat, some kind of C, some kind of D. So it's an E flat. Now from the E flat, we're going to go up a whole step. So E flat to E to F is a whole step. Then from F to F sharp, or G flat to G. Then from G, there's a half step to the black key again, then A. And then we're going to go, that'll be the whole step, G to A, and then we're going to go a half step from, let me see what I did. Whole step, whole step, whole step, right. And now we're going to go a half step from A, and a half step from A is going to be B flat. So wow, I did that right. Yeehaw! All right, so there's your major key, B flat major key, and we did it with this formula: whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And if you go through each of the 12 keys, that's how you develop a major key. All right, good job, guys. Look for the next video.